gents, we're going to be looking at this example here, and we're going to be working part 1 and part 2. So if you look closely, you'll see that matrix C is a 2 by 2 matrix. Matrix D is also a 2 by 2 matrix, and we're asked to find in part 1 C times D. So let's take a look at this carefully. Okay, so we're doing the solution. All right, and we're asked to find C times D. Now again, matrix C is a 2 by 2 matrix. Matrix D is also a 2 by 2 matrix. The inner numbers are the same, which means multiplication can occur. And we should end up with a 2 by 2 matrix. And that 2 by 2 matrix looks like this. That's a 2 by 2 matrix right here. So our final answer should look like that. So let's proceed. Matrix C comes first, and matrix C is 3, 7, minus 1, 0. And matrix D is 8, 2, negative 2, 4. Now, again, it is row by column. So first row by first column there to give us this element here. All right, so we're going to take our time and work this problem now. So it's going to be 3 times 8, 3 times 8 plus 7 times negative 2. 3 times 8 plus 7 times negative 2. Now, because we have another column here, then we stick with the first column and then proceed to multiply the first column by this. So as many columns as it has, you keep working with the first row until you've exhausted all the columns in the second matrix. So there is another column, so we stick with the first to multiply this row by that column to give us this element right here. So we're going over to this side. So it's going to be 3 times 2 plus 7 times 4. So it's 3 times 2 plus 7 times 4 to give us that element right there. Now, there are no more columns. So it means we have to move to the next row and proceed to do everything all over again. So we're starting with this second row and that first column to give us this element. So it would be negative 1 times 8 plus, or as you remember, plus 0 times negative 2. And then say, because we have another column, stick with the row again and go over to that to give us this element here. So it would be negative 1 times 2 plus 0 times 4. All right, so what we have here now is 24 plus negative 14, 6 plus 28, minus 8 plus 0, and negative 2 plus 0 to give us a final answer of 24 plus negative 14, I believe that is 10. Same thing as 24 minus 14. 6 plus 28 is 34. And negative 8 plus 0 is just negative 8. Negative 2 plus 0 is that. And you can clearly see that this is a 2 by 2 matrix, which is what we anticipated in getting based on the fact that the outer numbers are 2 and 2. And that will take care of this question. Now, a lot of people, when they just started the matrices, ask the question when I give a question like this. Sir, wouldn't C times D give the same thing as D times C? Well, let's figure that out. So remember that this one here is the answer for C times D. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to put that answer on this side. We got 10, 34, minus 8, and minus 2 for that answer. So I'm just going to put this over here so we can use it as a reference point when we get the answer D times C. And you can tell me whether I get the same thing or not. So let's move on to this part of the question now. So part 2 says D times C. Now in this case, D is the first matrix. Matrix D is a 2 by 2. The inner numbers, of course, are the same, so we can multiply, and again, it should end up with a 2 by 2 matrix, which looks like this, of course. So let's proceed now. D comes first, so matrix D is 8, 2, minus 2, 4 times matrix C, which is 3, 7, negative 1, and 0. And again, it's row by column. So first row, first column to give us that element right there. So this should simply be 8 times 3 plus 2 times negative 1. And seeing that the second matrix has another column, then that means just stick with the first row and proceed again to give us that element right there. So it would be 8 times 7 plus 2 times 0. Okay, there are no more columns present, so that means that we move to the second row and we start the process all over again. So we're multiplying this row by this column to give us that element. So it would be negative 2 times 3 plus 4 times negative 1. Then same row, next column to give us that element right there. So make sure there's ample space, of course. So it's minus 2 times 7 plus 4 times 0. This is going to give us 24 plus negative 2, 56 plus 0, minus 6 plus minus 4, minus 14 plus 0. To give us a final answer of 24 minus 2 is 22, and that's 56, that's minus 10, and that's minus 14. So this will be the answer to D times C. So we just did this, and the answer that we got for this is 22, 56, minus 10, and minus 14, which tells us clearly that C times D is not the same thing as D times C. So C times D does not give us the same answer as D times C, which means multiplication of matrices is not commutative. Multiplication of matrices is not commutative. So what that means? That means it matters which matrix comes first and which comes second, all right? So multiplication of matrices is not commutative. So you're going to get different answers, obviously, based on that. All right, gentlemen? So I hope you found this video insightful, and I'll see you guys on the next video.